Joe Biden explodes over question about son's ties to Ukraine. Hi, great to have you with us. If you are new to TST, tap on the subscription button and click the notification bell so you can receive authentic news that you can rely on daily. Former Vice President Joe Biden exploded at the media on Friday when asked about his youngest son's shadowy business dealings in Ukraine. The tense altercation occurred during a campaign stop in Los Angeles, California, where the former vice president was asked if Hunter Biden's service on the board of directors of Burisma Holdings, a Ukrainian oil and gas giant, had posed a conflict of interest during his time in the White House. Biden, who in the past had refused to discuss his son's business dealings with foreign governments, appeared perturbed by the question. "It's not a conflict of interest," the former vice president said. "There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else, period. I'm not going to respond to that."
All this talk of the president about corruption comes from the most corrupt president we've had in modern history. He's the definition of corruption. He's corrupted the agencies of government, from the Defense Department, from the State Department, from the Justice Department, all about making sure that he, in fact, allows somebody else to pick his opponent for him. That's what this is about. And I am not going to stand for it. And I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to talk about anything other than what the facts are. He's indicted himself by his own statements. This is not about me. It's not about my son. There's not a shred of evidence there's anything done that's wrong. This is the guy that's unhinged. He is unhinged. I worry about what he's going to do, not about me or my family. I worried about what he'll do in the next years in the presidency.
How is your role as vice president in charge of policy in Ukraine and your son's job in Ukraine? How is that not a conflict of interest?
It's not a conflict of interest. There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not going to respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing that no president has ever done. No president. The American people know me and they know him. They know, even the people who support him know this man lacks character. Even the people who support him know he lies constantly. So look, I'm not worried about here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that he gets so unhinged, and with a year left to go in this administration, he does something really, really, really stupid in terms of our international interest. I don't mean about our election. That's already, he's basically acknowledged he's tried to get people to interfere in our election. Let other people decide who the candidate was going to be. But the fact of the matter is, I worry, and you do too in your heart. The fact of the matter is, you wonder what this guy's going to do. Have you ever seen, a rhetorical question, a president ever so unhinged as this guy is? That's what worries me. Let the House focus on what they're focusing on in the Senate, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to beat him on the merits. Thank you.
The question regarding the potential conflict of interest came only hours after the newly appointed Ukrainian prosecutor general announced he was reviewing allegations of criminal conduct against Burisma. Hunter Biden joined the company's board of directors in April 2014, despite having no prior background in either the energy industry or Ukraine. As Peter Schweizer, senior contributor at Breitbart News, detailed in his book, Secret Empires, How the American Political Class Hides Corruption and Enriches Family and Friend, Hunter Biden secured the position, which paid as much as $83,000 per month. Around the same time, his father was tapped to lead the Obama administration's policies in Ukraine. The timing of Hunter Biden's ascension to Burisma's board immediately raised questions from ethics watchdogs in both the US and Europe concerning conflicts of interest. Adding to the ethical cloud over that appointment was that Mykola Zlochevsky, Burisma's founder, had his assets seized in the United Kingdom for suspicion of money laundering. Many have speculated Hunter Biden's position on Burisma's board was an attempt by Zlochevsky to curry favor with Western leaders to prevent further scrutiny of his business dealings. Such a brazen attempt would not be totally ill-suited for Zlochevsky. The Burisma founder is rumored to be one of Eastern Europe's top oligarchs, a position obtained while serving in the Ukrainian government under former President Viktor Yanukovych, a staunch ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin. It was during his tenure in government as Ukraine's Minister of Natural Resources that Burisma received its oil and gas licenses. It is in the context of Burisma and Zlochevsky's legal troubles that Joe Biden's political influence has raised the most red flags. The former vice president has particularly drawn questions over his conduct in demanding the Ukrainian government fire its top prosecutor, Viktor Shokin, in 2016. Biden, who has publicly bragged about the firing, reportedly threatened to withhold more than $1 billion in U.S. aid if the Ukrainian government did not remove Shokin. He has claimed the demand came from then-President Barack Obama, who had allegedly lost faith in the prosecutor's ability to tackle corruption. Unofficially, though, it was well known Shokin was investigating both Burisma and Zlochevsky for public corruption. It is uncertain if the probe extended to Hunter Biden, although Shokin has recently admitted that prior to his ouster, he was warned to back off of the matter. Regardless of what occurred, Shokin's successor dropped the investigation into Burisma and Zlochevsky. Since President Donald Trump suggested the matter be looked into by Ukraine, an action that launched an impeachment inquiry by the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives, Biden has worked to minimize his role in the entire proceeding. Part of that strategy has been to pivot the conversation away from Hunter Biden and Burisma by accusing President Trump of abusing his power and suggesting Ukraine probe the issue. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing, that no president has ever done, Biden told the media on Friday. Yeah, let's focus on the president for trying to investigate into my filthy business and my corruptions. Who gave the president the right to? I am the former vice president. Yeah, former. He is the president now. The president has the highest authority to question any fishy business. Any. Please let us know what you think in the comments down below. And if you've liked this report, please share among friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to Top Stories Today. Thank you for tuning into TST. I'm David Ravine. See you in the next one.